This is Julie Muller. This video I'm going to show you how to clean up that CSV file that you can download from your attendance roll call within Canvas. It's called an attendance report, and it creates a CSV report that's kind of difficult to read, and I'm going to show you how to clean it up and locate what is the last day of attendance for a student, as well as, if you want to continue on in the video, how to do some basic metrics on that student to see the total number of days present and absent and late. So without further ado, we're going to go into the classroom through the roll call, click on the gear in the top right corner and select attendance report. It does not matter what day you're on when you do this, because you're going to do a start date and an end date. When you run the report, it's going to email that report to your WC email. When you open up that video, it's going to be from roll call, and there'll be an additional link. When you click on that link, it's going to take you to a download screen, depending on your browser. I suggest doing a save as so that you get complete control, say what location you would like to save that particular CSV file. And that's not a very good name for it now, is it? So I would recommend, doing something like Spring 2017 attendance. Now I'm not going to save this one because I already have it saved with the correct dates on it. Now going to the location where you saved it and clicking on the CSV file will make it automatically open in Excel. The first thing you're going to want to do is do a little bit of just column cleanup. So right here I just did a double click between I and J to make that expand, auto expand. And then I like this course name to see that one. These first three, A, B, and C, are duplicate information. So I'm going to just delete those columns. I already know I am the teacher here, so I'm going to delete that column, and as well as the student. One more, the timestamp, not useful for me. I do need, and I'm doing double clicks between B and C with these two-sided arrow, I do need the student name, the class date, and the attendance. All right, so those are the columns that I need. The next thing we're going to do is a super sort, a double sort to be specific, both on student and attendance. This is very easy to do. Up here on the Home tab and Sort and Filter, I'm going to do a custom sort. And on the first one, I'm going to say I need the student name. Then I'm going to add a level and say I want the attendance information for that student. So first sort by name and then by attendance. Said okay. I've got everybody sorted by their name and whether they're present. If all I'm interested in is a particular student and when was the last time they were present, I'm going to pick on Randy Bird down here at the very bottom because I did that the most here. This is not a typical class. This is my online class, and I just did this for demonstration purposes. But you'd have a much bigger file if this was a full semester and all the students in there. So here I've got Randy's information, and if I was trying to figure out the last day he participated and I have to turn that information in, I can look between this late and between this present and figure out what's the date I need to turn in to student services should the case be that Randy failed the class or withdrew and they needed that information. As just the last day of attendance, you can stop watching the video now. But if you would like to know a very quick and easy formula that'll help you get actual totals of absent, late, and present for each of your students, continue in the video and I'm going to show you how to do that. So I'm going to start at my very bottommost student, just because it's easier for me to see what I'm doing, and I already have some rows to work with here. And I'm going to put in my three types of attendance: records, late, and present. Here we are. All right, so now I'm going to actually put in the formula. Here, I'm going to start the formula by clicking equal on the keyboard. And then I'm going to open parens and type in count if, I just did that wrong. Now I'm going to plug in that formula. So I'm going to drop my cursor right there at the absent location here, and I'm going to click equal on the keyboard and start typing the word count. And as soon as I get count in there, I'm going to see this count if. And if I take my mouse over it and do a double click, it's going to actually start that function for you. So you don't actually have to type this out if you don't want to. And it's waiting for me right now to select the range that I wanted to look through to find all the absence. Well, I want the range to be, of course, the student. So I'm just going to select all of these rows that belong to Randy. And then once it fills all that information in for me, I'm going to hit comma, space, then open quote, ABSENT, close quote, close parens. Now you do have to do that last part manually. You do have to type that absent in quotes and close. Hit enter and you have yourself a formula. So here's the formula. Count if, look through this column and look for the word absent. And it does so. I'm going to repeat the same thing. Count if, and I'm going to do a little range right here. Be sure you don't come down into absent calculation there, or you're going to get a bad result. And then I'm going to put open quote, late, close quote, close parens. There's my lates. Again, equal, count if. Again, get my range. And again, comma, space, present. I really picked on poor Randy in my presentations earlier. So here we go. So he was only present twice. Now, that's Randy. What about the rest of them, Julie? Do I have to do this for every student? Not exactly. You have a little bit of a cheat I think you're going to like. I'm over here. I took my mouse, got this little black arrow right here, and I selected and I highlight these three columns. Right click, copy. Now look at little dancing ants going on here. And between the two students here, I'm going to drop my cursor on the one below where the separation is. And then I'll right click and I'll say insert copy. Look at there. It just copies that formula and it works for the same range because you took attendance for the same number of days for each student. So we get to cheat. I like cheating this way. So now I got to do it again. I'm going to hit copy. I'm going to go insert copied cells. Now you have to keep putting it on the clipboard. Trust me on this. So as soon as you hit the insert copy cell, hit copy again. Go to the next student. Insert copied cells. And again, copy. Insert copy cells. Copy. I know this will be kind of boring. Maybe you can put on some good music. But eventually, copy, right-click, insert copied cells. Eventually, you would have them all done. In fact, eventually, it would look something like this. This is the one I've completely done. Now, I can look through, and I can look through this attendance, and I can see for each student how they're doing, and I can drill down on that information and hand it off to anybody who wants to look at it. Okay, I hope this has been helpful so that you can do a little bit more with that CSV file. Even if you're not real Excel savvy, these are some simple things you can do to get some metrics for your class.